All right, this might be my last hot take of the day. I don't know. But if you are married, why do you have separate bank accounts? Like, if you're married and you love and trust your partner and you guys are adults and you know how to communicate, why do you have separate bank accounts? I know that this is like a thing where people have like one joint one, but they have separate credit cards, and then they have like a joint one they pay bills out of, but then they have their own. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I need the holistic picture of the outgoing and the incoming, and I need us to like have a plan together of like where we are investing and what we're doing here. Okay? Like, how are you managing? I'm very confused. How are you managing the outgoing and ingoing if you're not all looking at the same pot? I guess you could use Rocket Money, which is like one of the best apps ever created, as long as you're both sharing like the spend.
Well, I could tell you why me and my wife have a separate account. You guys can let me know why you have a separate account with your significant other. It's simply due to the fact of you don't want to be asking or letting someone know what you're going to be buying, right? In the scenario where she said, which is having a checking account to pay your bills, I have that, and then I have my own checking account to do the things I want to do. And my wife has her own checking account to do the things that I want to do. Why do we need to have it all in one account? When I want to buy sneakers, I want to do something, I want to buy her a gift, or she wants to buy me a gift, or she wants to do something, why do I need to see all her purchases? There really is no need for that. We're all entitled to have our own little fun money to do the things that we want to do. And that's the way I handle in my household the finances, okay? And that's the one I feel like makes the most sense to me. Why do we need to have just one account to see every single transaction that goes through? To me, blows my mind. There's no point to that. Now, she was saying, I want to know the whole picture. You just nosy. Let's be very honest. You just nosy because it's okay. You could agree with how much money is going to investments, and that could be in the money, that could be in the account where you pay the bills. You could have your invested money getting withdrawn from that account so you could see it. You still have access to the brokerage account. You can see how much money is going into the brokerage account and how much money is being invested. You can see all of that. You can see how much money you have in your 401k. You can see everything. But why do you need to see what someone has going on in their account? It's their money. They have a job, right? Both have a job, both adults. That's an adult thing to do. Just buy stuff and not have to ask. And it's funny because she said it. She said, if we're all adults, why we can't communicate? So you're saying adults have to ask for permission or just let someone know that you're going to just buy, I don't know, a shirt? Come on, right? To me, that's completely overboard. Now, I understand big purchases, right? If you're going to make a big purchase that could impact the other person, then yeah, that should be a conversation. But listen, let me tell you something, man. If you have a job and you got a fat ass bonus and you want to go ahead and buy whatever it is you want to buy, by all means go ahead. All the bills are paid, everything is done. You put money into saving, you're investing. You can have fun with your own money. You could do anything you want to do with that money. You could take your partner out to dinner. You could do whatever the hell it is that you want to do. You see, that's the problem. Everyone is always involved in everyone's finances. There is no right way to do the finance, period. Right? The way I do it might not work for others. Some people like the 50-50. Some people like the 80-20. Some people like the 100-0. Everyone's finances is completely different. There is no right way of doing it. Right? There is no right way of doing it whatsoever. I thought my way was the right way until I heard other people how they handle the money. And sometimes, you learn something from them. You learn from other people like, you know what? Maybe that way is a little better. You can tinker it around because it is true. Handling finances when you're with someone is not easy. It is really difficult. And then the next thing you know, the more income one you're making, or the more income the other person's making, now there's some adjustments that need to be made, and people just don't feel comfortable about having those conversations when it comes to finance. Right? There's a lot of financial infidelity. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of that, especially opening credit cards behind someone's back and not being able to pay it back and racking up all this debt. A lot of that stuff happens, and to me, that's a little different. Financial infidelity, it's a little different. That's a person you chose that's going to be sneaky. That is different. But if you chose someone and you trust them, you do not need to know the purchases that they're making. Am I tripping with this, guys? Drop a comment down below and let me know. How do you guys handle your finances, right? Well, how do you guys split your expenses, or just the account with your significant other? I would love to hear it, man, because this is like one of those things where everyone just seems so fascinated to know how people handle money. And I think it's a really good, to be honest with you, I think it's a healthy conversation, because it's also on the flip side is people don't even talk about it. They get married not knowing a person's credit score, not knowing how much debt they have, not knowing if they're in corrections, not knowing anything about them at all. And then they get married and they're surprised that this person has $200,000 of student loans, and they're impulsive with spending. They have a whole bunch of credit card debt, and you have no idea. So overall, this is a good conversation. But yeah, she's a little controlling, if you ask me. I don't know. Drop a comment down below and let me know. Catch you guys on my next video. Peace.